Hello YouTubers, this is the noobifier. There was an AMA yesterday on Spectrum about TOE. AMA means Ask Me Anything, and TOE is short for the new game mode, Theaters of War. There were 250 questions, many were repetitive, many were statements and not actually formulated as a question, which is problematic. The developers tried to answer the most upvoted questions first. I'm going to break it down in 3 minutes and 43 seconds. TOE was first demoed at CitizenCon 2019. Sean Tracy had a full hour-long keynote that I have linked up for you right now. It was very good. Citizens were able to locally test the new game mode in its basic semi-polished state. It's been tested recently by the Evocati, and we might see it soon either in 3.9.2 or more likely in 3.10. TOE aims to become the third simulation game mode with Arena Commander and Star Marine, who each are intended to be the test sled for gameplay and balance. TOE takes these aspects and dials up the number of players to 40, dials up the scale with more relaxed boundaries. It bears similarity to PlanetSide 2 or Grand Operations in Battlefield. TOE recreates historical turning points in UEE history, major battles that the player can replay over and over. The mode is a set of progressive battles, some land-based, some by air, but what sets it apart from the other two is the mixture of support vehicles to include buggies and ships. As you progress through the theaters, you transition through dogfighting in the atmosphere and then assaulting a space station, either as a pilot or a crew of a dropship. My desire is that it launches strong and pulls interest towards our game universe from new players, but my fear is that history will repeat itself. We want TOE to release without bugs in a clean state, but TOE is also just a stepping stone for the developers to test server and client systems. With that background out of the way, the AMA included all sorts of questions in no particular order. Here's what you need to know. Desync is game breaking, where you aren't shooting exactly where the other player is because of latency or bad server performance or both. The developers confirmed that TOE being a smaller physical footprint would greatly speed up the rate that issues are identified and fixed. PlanetTech V4 is already in TOE. It won't include specialties on launch such as medic or support, as they want to focus on FPS and combined arms first. Specialties in Star Citizen are actually based on what you carry, not your player class. But those items aren't yet in-game, so we can't specialize, those will come later. TOE will allow any system that's currently available, such as turrets, with the addition of new tech as it's added to the PU, and vice versa. They confirmed that the Evo testing was valuable, they were happy with how the server performed under load, the updated chat and party features seemed to work well. They expressed concern about poor player performance on less than excessive player systems, and they're investigating optimizations for that. They confirmed that the current map layout on balance seemed to be dialed in quite well, with a 54 to 46% win rate per side. They are balancing large assets by placing a respawn timer on them, such as ships and buggies. Buggies are critical to get around due to the large play space. Player throw on the roadmap will include a grenade refactor. TOE is not intended to be a pure PvP, so there is a possibility of AI bots added in the future. They would like to add the UEE fleet released during Invictus in some capacity. The Tonk will release to TOE only after it's been released to the PU. FPS movement is getting a general refactor that we will also see in TOE to include a lateral movement buff, an increase in the stamina pool, animation speed buff, and weapon accuracy buff. Some players were concerned that CIG would balance to make TOE perform like an arcade shooter, which in my opinion was a fantastic question. One backer correctly identified that there was a huge core difference between the PU and TOE to include no boundaries, no instant respawn for players or ships, limited ammunition, hunger, etc. I hope that TOE has a positive effect on the balance towards the proper final state. 40 players is the current cap until the server performance allows for more. Dropships are confirmed as being already in TOE. TOE will release like any other feature through a PTU and then to live. They're open to the idea of a player being downed and then revived in the future. And as was said, there's no respawn limit, just time. That's it. I have the original post linked up for you right now. Some of the unanswered questions were really interesting, so it might be good to just skim through it if you want. If you're not subscribed and enjoy the content, please consider it. It costs you nothing, and it greatly helps me keep you up to date. Fly safe, and I'll see you in the verse.